body worker based in Cambridge, UK. I'm coming here today to share with you how you can do something very simple, which is just using a scarf to wrap your pelvis to help with pelvic stability and pain, especially during pregnancy. And I feel compelled to do this today because whilst I know this is an effective thing and I've been teaching it and doing it for years, I'm researching a book. I'm writing a book at the moment on postnatal recovery, and as part of the research for my book, I came across a French book in which they have demonstrated, complete with MRI scans, that doing what I'm going to show you now helps with the stability of the pelvic joint and helps with the position of the uterus and the bladder after birth. So this is a typical female pelvis. And a female pelvis has three main joints, the symphysis pubis here, and the two sacroiliac joints at the back, where the big hip bones here join the sacrum. And what can happen during pregnancy is that there's a hormone called relaxin that is designed to soften all the soft tissues and ligaments around the pelvis, so it helps the baby come out, the pelvis can open more easily, and then it makes it easier to give birth. But sometimes, because that hormone makes ligaments around the joints a lot softer, the joints can become hypermobile, that is, they move too much, and then that means that in return they can lock. So you can have one joint or more than one joint that stops from functioning. And what happens when this joint stops functioning is women get pelvic pain, which is known as pelvic girdle pain. And often they get pain here, but actually that's caused by a joint that's locked here. So when the pelvis stops to function, when the joints are not healthy and are not moving like they should move, people get pain. And what really irritates me is that women get told there's nothing you can do about it because it's caused by pregnancy hormone, except that's not true. So there's two things you can do about it. The one thing I'm going to show you today is wrapping, and it can really help with comfort and pelvic stability and the pain. And that won't fix the joint, so if you want to really resolve the problem rather than just putting a plaster over it, which is what I'm going to show you to do, see a manual therapist like an osteopath or a chiropractor who are specialized in treating pregnancy, because they can restore the joint function. And I've seen women walking into the osteopath holding on crutches and being able to walk out holding the crutches. So there are belts that are designed to provide this pelvic stability. So here's a belt, and it works with Velcro. So you just put it on your hips and you Velcro it, and that's it. It's at the right place. So if that's something that appeals to you, you can find such a belt. This one is particular brand is called a Ceola belt. But you don't need a belt because you can just do it with a scarf. So I'm going to show you where you want to put it on the pelvis, because the positioning of the scarf is what will provide the stability of the pelvis. So you want to wrap around just under this. Can you see here? There's a sort of promontory. It's called the iliac crest. Sorry, this big bone is the iliac crest, and then this promontory here is called the iliac spine. And you want to fold the fabric so it does what the Velcro belt I just demonstrated did. So to put it just under that iliac crest. So if you've got any scarf, here I'm using a Mexican rebozo scarf, but you could do it with a pashmina or any scarf that is basically strong enough, and just fold the scarf until it's small enough to be about the size of the belt, and then you want to put it just below your hip bones, the top of your big hip bones, where you can feel that little ridge, the crest there, and you just wrap it and you go behind your back with it and you pull until it feels like it's tight enough for your comfort, and then you just twist it, and then you just tuck the edges inside the band, or you can, if you find it easier, you can bring it more towards the front. You might need to let go of one side to have both hands to tuck it in. And that's it. So what you've got here, here's a belt that will provide pelvic stability and comfort, and will often means that you can walk around without feeling pain. And it's not just useful for women who suffer from pelvic girdle pain, it's useful for women after birth to restore pelvic stability, and it's also useful for women at any age, and I find it incredibly comforting, and I find it especially useful to use when I'm on my period, because the stability and the warmth that it provides, because it provides warmth to the uterus as well, is really comforting. So try it and tell me what you think. Thank you.